Does the -6 move down?
Which one? No. Did we do anything to our original y?
No.
No. So we're going to go back up and use our original y's. Because we didn't change y, did we?
No.
No. So our y's are going to be the same. So they're -4, +4, +4, -2, +2. Is that right?
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to graph these points. So I'm going to go to -7, -4.
Right.
I'm going to go to -5, +4. -2, +4. I'm sorry, -3, +4.
Come on, I was listening to you. The rest of the time.
I'm going to go to 0, -2. I'm going to go to 3, +2.
Possibly.
Correct?
Possibly.
So what did I do to my original function?
You moved it left
I moved it to the left how much?
2 spaces.
So I went left 2 units.
Let's look up
So,
pieces.
So if I was to write that, I'm telling myself that I'm having f parentheses x plus or minus an h. And what is that plus or minus h going to cause my function to do?
go left.
Go left or right. Is any of this coming back from algebra 2?
Yes.
I
Carl.
remember how to do, but I don't remember like what's for up and down, left and right.
That's what we just did, Carl.
I just walked in at that moment.
Okay, so up and down means that I'm changing the outside of my function. So it's f of x minus something on the outside.
So on 3,
So
you're
if
going
it-
up and down.
So f of x
'Cause
plus or
3
minus
is-
k
What's k?
is just any number.
Oh,
It's a variable that we're going to use to represent a constant. So if it's f of x plus or minus a number, that means my function is going up or
yeah.
down. If it's on the inside with x, that means it's affecting my x value. So it goes on the inside, and that's x plus or minus h. And that's going to cause my function to go left or
Right.
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 Questions? Please, remember this, right? Like those gears, like, oh my gosh, I've seen this before.
That was over dramatic.
My voice changed at a different
Why
time.
can't we watch Shark Tank again?
Because today is a work day.
Can we watch Shark Tank tomorrow?
No.
We watched Shark Tank.
All right, so here we go. So on 3,
Please, tomorrow's my birthday.
I have a constant outside. So am I affecting x or y? Y. Because this is essentially saying 2 times y, right?
Yeah.
So to every y value, I'm going to do what to it? Am I doing anything to my x values?
No.
No. So my x values are going to stay
The same.
-5, -3, -1, 2, 5.
Yep. That's what I have problem with is figuring out what that thing says.
That's why we're going over it.
It would be pretty easy if like on our paper we can see the rest of the thing.
Well, because it's all your paper for me, so I won't have to go back and forth. But you have the whole table on the left side. You have the whole table. You're on the wrong side of your paper then.
She folded her paper, but it still doesn't have.
Oh, you folded your paper. It's the same thing. It's right here.
But you don't,
It's right
but
there.
it should be right
But
there.
it should be right here too.
Really?
So when I fold my paper,
When
I
I
put it in my
yeah.
phone.
It is right
I'm
there.
sorry.
It's right here.
I didn't know you had it off.
Jeez, Haley, just do it.
It's okay,
Let's do
guys.
it. Let's get there.
All right. So what's my new y values?
Negative
eight.
Aw, he did that water.
Negative
Four.
2, 4. My bad.
All right. So I'm going to plot my new point. So I have -5, -8. I have -3, +8.
Yep.
-1, +8. 2, -4. And 5, 4.
Yeah, they grew, right?
What happened to my function?
Right.
It stretched. Good job. Now, there's 2 ways I can stretch. I can stretch horizontally or I can stretch vertically. What kind of stretch was this?
Horizontal.
It's a vertical stretch because what was affected?
Why?
The y's.
Because why is it vertical?
I know I'm sure that
Oh.
was wrong.
It is.
I I'm 100% sure there's like.
You have a college degree in math. We
I'm
have
sure
a
that
high
there's like
school
a
degree.
moon thing to it that Shannon told us about.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a vertical stretch by a factor of
Like moon
2.
calculus.
So if I have a variable on the outside times f of x, and this variable, in order to, it has to be greater than or equal to 1, is going to cause my function to do what?
I don't even know what AFX is.
I can't see.
A is just a variable, right?
Yeah.
Can you answer the question?
Nope.
If I have a variable on the outside times my function,
Stretches.
and that variable is, I wrote it backwards.
Can I put a parenthesis
Is that less or
outside of
minus?
the F too?
And A is greater than or equal to 1, what is my function going to do? Stretch.
So
If I write a V stretch, is that okay?
Yeah.
Sure.
A V stretch.
Carl.
Okay?
So if it's less or minus, would it shrink?
That's what we're going to figure out. We're going to get
Another
there.
question. Can I put a parentheses on it behind the A?
A parentheses behind the A?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
A parentheses, F parentheses, X. And then close parentheses, close parentheses.
If you feel the need to, but why?
And then the close
So-
parentheses, because that's 3.
No, it's 2.
Parentheses, A, the
No,
parentheses,
it's
that.
an A parentheses.
It's a little excessive with parentheses.
Because when I think of that, then
Well,
it makes
that's
me
what we want.
confused about the.
Because it just looks
Okay.
like AFX. AFX.
A times F times.
What if I put
A.
Yeah.
better?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's better. Yep.
Those classes difficult.
Difficulter.
She just
Um,
wants us to find that easier.
Yeah. If it helps you understand, I'm more than willing.
Grammar.
All right, so now I'm on the inside. So who am I affecting?
The X.
The x. So to every x value of my original function, I'm going to do what?
Multiply
I'm going to multiply by 2.
Negative.
Did I do anything to my y?
No.
No. So I'm going to multiply everything by 2. So
Negative
what's my
10.
first one?
Negative 6.
Negative 10.
And then,
Negative 6.
Then?
Negative 2.
then,
Negative 4.
It's
Positive 4?
And then 10.
10.
all right, but did I change my y's?
No.
And negative 2, 2.
Yeah.
So those are my new coordinates. And I want to go ahead and plot those bad boys.
We don't have any more room.
That was terrible. She tried.
You sound like one of them chefs. I'm gonna throw these bad boys in the noodles.
Thanks, Carl. Thanks.
No problem.
Please don't edit this video so we can just enjoy our
She
lives.
didn't even hit record.
It is recording.
It's recorded?
Unfortunately, yes.
We're gonna make it over, Carl. She's gonna have a terrible time.
We
editing
just
this.
told your YouTube video.
She edits this so she can't hear us.
Hear that, Mom?
Is that hard?
No, it just takes a little time.
Sugar happy.
All right, so what happened here?
30 minutes.
It's stretched out.
Okay, and out, what is it?
Horizontally.
There we go.
Yeah.
So I had a horizontal stretch.
And guess what?
What?
I was still hiding my phone and I knew what I was doing. Just saying.
You can go watch your own videos and be like,
Hey, do you watch your own videos?
Yeah, do you ever get bored of just watching?
Well, kind of presented the question.
I watch them when I'm editing them. All right, so again,
YouTube thing.
this is on the inside.
your husband
When you edit these and you listen to our comments, what do you like feel like? Are you just wasting your time with us?
We entertain us.
So B's on the inside, and what is B?
X.
Okay, so B, if B is greater than or equal to 1, what happens to my function?
It stretches.
It stretches
horizontal.
horizontal.
H straight.
What if it's the other way? It shrinks.
That's what we're getting to.
Alright, using all these different letters.
H stands for horizontal.
Oh, really? I don't appreciate that.
All right, so now I have a half on the outside. Who am I affecting?
Why?
Y. I'm affecting Y. So what am I? I'm cutting all Y values in half. But did I do anything to my X?
Nope.
No. So my X's are gonna stay the
Same.
You're basically dividing it, right?
uh-oh.
Right?
I'm dividing by what?
Half.
2. I'm not dividing by a half. I'm multiplying by a half, or I am dividing by 2. So half of negative 4 is?
Negative 2.
Half of 4 is 2. Half of negative 2 is?
No.
And then half of 2 is just 1. So I'm going to plot my new point. Negative 5.
What?
We divided everything in half.
You have to round?
Round.
Why are you rounding? They're even numbers.
2 divided by 2. How do you say negative in Spanish? Negativo?
The single Mexican answer.
Sounds about right.
That sounded kind of racist.
That's why I didn't say nothing, because you're
You
that.
know
I
you
took
put
that.
negative one and not
I
just
took that kind of harsh.
I said negativo.
It is
negative
one.
Oh.
Yo, I think I did this wrong.
Back if you will. It's okay.
What happened to my graph?
Wait, let me just string.
Huh?
Carl, I think
What's
you're
the
right
magic
because
word you
it's-
already? Compressed. You compressed it.
Wow.
Carl, I think you're right because in
Okay.
Spanish, everything
Compressed by half.
or nay.
Huh?
Compressed by how?
Compressed by half.
Or equal.
What kind of compression is it?
Vertical.
Vertical, because what was affected? The Y. So it's a vertical
Oh, yes.
compression.
Which is the?
Yeah.
So let me guess, is this going to be C?
Still A.
What? It's still.
A.
You gotta pick A or B.
Okay. So this is A
Z.
times f of x. But now x is what? A is what?
5, a half.
And so is that greater than or equal to 1 or less than or equal to 1?
Less than or equal to 1.
Okay. So when A is greater than 0, but less than or equal to 1, what happens?
What the?
Okay? 1/2. Is 1/2 not between 0 and
It
1?
compresses.
Why are you looking at me?
Because the sun, this thing is on my face. This thing.
Wait, A can't be less than or equal to 1 because if it's 1, then it's going to be.
Oh, so that's, thank
But
you,
one-
Chloe. It has to be what? Less than. Lo siento.
I took that very offensive too.
So it
So
has
it
to
can't
be
be
the sun
equal
now?
to?
Okay?
It's the sun now?
So, is 1/2 not between 0 and 1?
Or is it?
It is.
It is. So, am I okay?
Yeah.
All right. And so this creates a vertical
Compression.
compression.
B compress.
Oh, man.
So it feels like
We're gonna have to do decimals.
No, no
It's
decimals.
4/5.
So 4/5, is that between 0 and 1?
Okay, I got confused on this one.
So it's a compression.
What about 100 over 101?
That's still between 0 and 1.
Wouldn't it be between
100 over 101?
Yeah, I heard you.
That's between 0 and 1.
about infinity over infinity? That's still in between.
That's 1. Anything divided by itself is 1.
Right, yeah.
Okay, Kobe made it, I think it was Kobe, whoever was talking to me, made a very good point. There's no point of being equal to 1, because if you're equal to 1, you just look like yourself. So it should be strictly.
The way these pencils that you have are set up.
I'm okay with that. That means she's paying attention.
She did that on purpose.
1 out of 6.
See if we're paying attention.
Can you erase a pen, Ashley?
I didn't know you were using pen, boy. I just
They haven't raised it.
Okay? So, sorry for that. Thanks, guys.
Racial slurs?
Alright, so here we go.
I can't ask questions.
So on the back, we're now talking about the same function, but what are we doing to this function?
The world of night.
Is that gonna be on all of them though? Like stick up that little line?
We're compressing it horizontally.
Why compressing it horizontally, Kay?
This was
Because it
the
affects the X.
Because it's affecting the X, and our X-axis goes left and right. So we kind of know what's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So we know that it's going to be horizontally.
Compressed by, no, go by 1/2.
Okay, and that's because we realize there's a pattern, right?
Right.
So before even doing anything, we realize there's a pattern. So
can
let's
we-
actually do
We
it.
already write like 0, blah, blah, blah.
That's what we're about to do. So these are going to stay the same, right?
Yeah.
I don't think
But what are my new X's?
That's on
They're going to have to be decimals because they're what?
Odd.
Odd numbers.
Why did you do that last time?
Because they weren't odd numbers.
And they weren't on the X.
We divided even numbers in half.
Oh yeah.
So -2.5 is going to go to -4. -1.5 is going to go to +4. Then I have a -1/2 at a +4. I have 1 at -2. And 2.5 at +2.
That is so tiny.
Oh, how precious. Oh, I went to 5. It's the little baby function.
I messed up.
So our function went on a diet.
That's like a unit.
So our function, were we right? Did we compress horizontally?
Yep.
Yes, we're smart.
It's an accordion.
So what this is telling me is if f of b times x, but what is b? B is what?
1/2.
And where is that located as far as the number line goes?
As long as 0
Is
is less
between-
than or equal to b and b is less than 1, h it will compress horizontally.
It will be a horizontal compress. Good job.
I know this.
That's the only part I don't get right there.
Thank you, Ashley. Love you.
So that means as no matter what this number is. So if I said b is
5.
5,
1,000.
what would you tell me?
Kissing them.
That
0
It was
is
Zero.
greater
It's going to do what, Kobe?
Stretch.
Stretch, because 5 is greater than 1.
so would you write 0 is greater than 5 is greater than 1?
No, you would tell me that it's a stretch because horizontal stretches are when the b is greater than 1.
Tell them again, Miss.
So any number greater than 1 in that b place is going to cause my function to stretch. Any number between 0 and 1 is going to cause my function to compress. Good? We're friends? Okay.
Can I do the next one?
All right, next one. Next one
Make sure you get y is negative.
is a review of what we've been talking about as far as reflections go, right?
I was just going to do it.
I heard him. I was going to let him. So, Miles, what is this telling me is going to happen?
Come on, buddy.
Negative. Do I go up?
You can tell me. You can come do it. Yeah.
So he's gonna be the medium?
Alright, ready.
So tell us what's going to happen.
Alright,
It just shows what
alright,
it
so it's
is.
gonna be. Oh, I've never written this. This is awesome. Okay, so it's gonna be negative.
At least you're not
Oh, that's
left-handed.
cool. Okay, so it's gonna be negative y.
Okay.
Right. So then you're gonna come over here. It's gonna be negative. So all of. Where's
They're
the,
right there. They're the
is this
same.
the original ones? So all they're gonna change is gonna be like 4. And that's gonna be negative 4. I hope these all fit. Negative 4. 2.
And then what happens to my x's?
Oh, they stay the same.
So my original x's were -5, -3, -1, 2, and 5, right?
Oh. Ignore that dot. Oh, what's the last one?
5.
Hey,
job,
you did
Miles.
good for his first time up there.
Yeah.
Not like Ashley.
Good handwriting for it's a lot harder to write up here than you thought, wasn't it?
Maybe Ashley.
Yeah, a little bit. It makes a
I
weird
think
sound
good.
when you write with it too.
Okay, so go ahead and plot the points for us, Mom.
It kind of vibrates.
Yeah, it does that weird sound.
Yeah.
Okay, so negative 5 over. Okay, negative 3, 4.
So it would just be flipped over the y-axis.
We don't call it a flip, we call it a.
It's a flip.
It's not a flip. What do we call it?
Reflection.
Reflection.
It's a flip. If you want to use dumb words, it's a flip.
Reflection. We're gonna use math terminology.
Yeah, the only reason why, like, I mean, now that I'm older, I would have remembered it, but like in preschool, I mean, like in 5th grade, was like, they were like reflection and FL, we would circulate, and then like transformation and slide.
Oh, that's what I did.
That's how I remember it.
I keep doing that. That's
Mr.
weird.
Jones.
What happened?
I keep doing that.
You
Like, I
overdid?
keep- Yeah.
Ms. Jones,
how do I do that?
flip is a mathematical terminology.
You can erase it.
Why does it look like that?
He made a boo-boo, and he's fixing it.
There we go.
No,
I fixed
it
it.
looks funny. Oh, because I'm looking at the wrong one. Duh.
All right. Good job, Miles.
Wait, what do I write?
Oh, what is it?
It's flip.
Not a flip.
Reflect.
Reflect over the what?
The y-axis. Oh,
We,
yeah.
we were over the Y?
Flip.
Oh, yes.
Over the X.
Oh my god, this is a lot harder than I thought.
Uh-huh.
What, x-axis?
Yeah. Good job. There you go.
Do I have to do that crap stuff?
So, if you want to do the summarize.
No, I don't do that.
All right, so summarize what I have. If I have a number.
Are we gonna have to do that?
No, this is just to help you remember what everything means. So, if negative
Negative FX?
f of x is going to do what?
Reflect over the y-axis.
Over the what axis?
I mean, x-axis.
Okay. What if there was a number in front of that?
It would.
Flip,
It was
strike
stretched by that.
It would stretch or what? Compress. But first I would do what? I would reflect and then I would stretch.
What is wrong with the word flip?
Because it doesn't mean it.
It
Like
means
if I
it's
flip a
open.
coin, that doesn't mean I found the reflection of that coin. That means I flipped a coin. That means I tossed it on my finger and flipped. Correct?
Same thing.
How? It didn't reflect itself.
This is cute. Yes, it is. Because when you flip it, it's reflecting.
It's something different on each side.
Well, that was fun.
It depends on how you flip it.
When you have, like, if the negative is inside the parentheses,
Yeah.
would it go for a y now?
Glad you asked, Carl.
Oh, alright.
It was on the other side of your paper.
I wasn't looking.
All right, so if it's on the inside, who's being affected?
Y.
The X. We just affected Y.
Oh, never mind.
If I'm on the inside, X is being affected. So instead of a -5, it's a. Instead of a -3, it's a.
3.
Instead of a -2, it's a.
-1.
Negative. Ooh, I skipped. My bad. It's a 1, -2, -5. Did anything happen to my Y's?
No.
No. So there's still going to be -4, 4, 4, -2, and 2. We agree?
Yeah.
All right. So 5, -4, 3, +4,
Trying to mess up.
1, +4, -2, -2, and -5, +2. Connect my dot. Bless you in advance.
Reflect over X.
No, never mind. It went away.
Watermelon.
Watermelon.
The y-axis.
I knew what you meant.
I could do this wrong. I don't know.
Oh, no. Now I need too much.
You can do it.
That's too
Yeah,
much.
number
math.
9 does.
I'm excited about number 9. I'm excited. Because it's an accumulation of everything we talked about.
Because she knows the answer to number 9 and we don't.
So you're gonna, number 9, you're gonna freaking stretch it or compress it.
Am I?
And it's gonna
It's
move.
gonna,
It's
no,
not going to stretch or compress.
Yeah.
All right, what happens here?
Up 3 to the left 4.
So if
it's gonna reflect over the X-axis.
the inside is a negative, what happens?
Reflect over the y-axis.
All right, so can I just write y-axis reflection?
have to write the whole thing. That's not how you're supposed to write it.
All right, number 9. I'm so excited.
Okay, so you start with the X.
So what's happening to X? Because it's the inside, right?
And collected.
So the only thing that's happening to X
Is
is
4 is
Plus
being
4.
added.
so to every X value, I'm doing what?
Adding 4.
Am I doing anything else to the inside?
No.
No. So now we're gonna move to the outside.
And then you add 3.
So
You add 3 to the 1.
It's gonna be
You're gonna change your
You're
Y.
gonna add
Why is it gonna
negative
be
Y plus
negative?
3.
Oh, negative 3, right?
so every Y is gonna be multiplied by -1, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do what to those values?
Plus 3.
What do you do first?
All right, fill in the table and graph it.
Do you multiply by negative?
What does PEMDAS tell me to do?
Nothing.
What does that map tell you to do?
Oh, we're not solving anything. We're simplifying.
At least you still remember that now. At least you still remember that.
At least you remember that.
I forgot all about that.
So what? Sorry, Miles.
So you guys watch Shark Tank?
No, you weren't here.
In my defense, it was a makeup work day because half of
Right.
my 6th grade was gone.
In band.
Because they were in band. Like literally half of the 32 kids,
That means band makes
they were gone. I had 14 kids out of 32.
But just 16.
So is there gonna be a day where I
actually-
go outside and I watch it by myself?
After 32 is 16.
At home?
Plus?
She got
Miss
you.
Jones,
Actually, after 32 is 16.
for the Shark
so you have
Tank,
a
did
little
any of them
overlap
take
on
that
it.
Asian guy's proposal? So he just cried all for nothing.
So
Actually, half of 32 is 16, so you have a little bit overlap on it.
yeah, I said at least half were gone.
No, it's not.
I said at least half.
We're telling you how to do
I said at least half.
We're
were
telling
gone.
you how to do math now. Get over it. It's okay.
So Miss
We're the new
Jones,
teacher.
he just cried for nothing and they still didn't take him.
Yeah, he poured his little heart out.
Ooh.
Does someone want to come fill in our table for
Yes.
us? Of course not. Come on down.
Miles, you're all
Whoever
like,
said yes.
The price is right.
Okay.
Come on, dude.
come on down for $500.
I wish.
I don't have that. I don't have that. Don't give her false hope.
Wait, what?
Hey, I was right.
Wait,
no, I wasn't.
How did it feel?
Good.
Right. I was wrong.
My graph,
Wait,
okay.
Wait, what?
Missing one.
Aren't what problem? What's wrong? To my original. So it's -5 plus 4.
Oh my gosh. It's like my ex thing.
Got it?
Miss, come here. So what did that turn on the
It's the original. You're looking at the original.
that would have made it a positive, right? Okay, that's not this.
Got it?
I basically just did them backwards.
Okay. Good. So you figured it out. It's sensitive.
Oh, it wasn't Ashley, it was Kayla.
Yeah.
Who did what?
The first time that they did it funny.
Oh, yeah, Ashley struggled a little bit.
No, not struggle. Because Miss Brooks had this, I knew what I was doing.
Because Brooks has a pad.
Can I rate this?
Oh, yeah. So I knew what I was doing still.
Why did you do that?
Because you hit highlighter to the pen.
Where's the pen? Oh, my bad.
There we go.
I don't use these, okay?
Nobody.
I do.
Only you.
You.
Just like you get calculators stolen from you. You're the only person that gets
People
calculators
steal
stolen from
calculators from school all the time.
you. Okay, but that's a
But you
school,
know,
not a
sometimes I got
person.
upset over a calculator being stolen.
It was my personal calculator.
She had a name for it, man.
Yeah, name for it.
Sorry, reflect over the x-axis. What happened? What else happened, Kayla?
Name your phone.
To the
Moves
Just
up 3.
So I moved up 3, and what else?
moves to the right 4.
Right,
Right.
There you go. How did we do?
Did great.
Are we remembering all of this?
Yeah.
I like that. I didn't do terrible writing.
All right. Here's where we get a little more
Hold on.
creative with our thoughts.
We ain't got time for our thoughts.
We ain't got time.
Hold on, Miss.
I didn't go anywhere. So we're gonna work backwards.
We don't have time for
Is that
this.
easier?
We have 4 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
You already know we reflected over the
It's gonna be
y-axis.
So the question is, how did our original become this?
X is negative automatically.
F of negative x.
Wouldn't it be good to make a table
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
to compare?
No.
No.
I think it's a good idea to make a table.
No, we're gonna show you how smart we are.
If you don't need to make a table, don't make a table with me. But I think it's a good idea to make a table.
So F of negative X.
So my key points here are right here, and this is at,
And then
what is this?
negative 5.
Negative 5, 4. Okay. And
Negative 2, 0.
and then negative 2 is 0.
And then 1, 6.
Then I have it at 1, 6,
6.
3, 6,
5, negative 2.
and 5, negative 2.
Okay, that's good.
They're
Okay.
just coordinates. It's not hard. Oh my god.
She got it.
All right. So these are my new coordinates. My original coordinates were here. These bad boys.
Okay.
So how did I get from this
That's terrible.
What was that?
A squiggle.
It reflected over the
To that.
x-axis and went down.
Okay, so Carl is saying, first I reflected.
It reflected over the x-axis and went up 2.
So I reflected over the x-axis?
Y and went up 2. My bad.
So his theory is we reflected over the x-axis,
Y
y, what he said, and I did what?
and you went up 2.
Up 2. So let's test it. So if this is what I did, how do I represent a reflection? So Carl said negative f of x. Well, maybe not. Sherlyn said negative f of x, and then how do I represent going up 2?
Plus 2.
So let's test this out to our original numbers.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna test it and see if it works.
Wait.
We have to test it. We are going to test it.
That's
We have 2
wrong.
minutes.
That negative f of x reflects over the x-axis, and it says reflects over y. So it's parentheses.
So where should the negative be?
And then
In the parentheses. See, look, we're gonna think through it. We don't just say no. We gotta give people a reason why. So f parentheses negative x plus 2 now.
yeah.
So should this work?
Maybe.
All right. So if I did that, so this is gonna become a
Negative.
positive 5, right?
Positive. I meant.
A positive 3, a positive 1, a negative 2, a negative 5. Do those x's match up?
Yeah. Wait.
No.
Are you being funny?
I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, and then up 2. So that means my y values all added 2. So negative 4 plus 2 is? Negative 2. 4 plus 2 is? 4 plus 2 is? 2. Negative 2 plus 2. And then 2 plus 2. So guess what?
It works. Yay! We did it!
We did it! We did it! Alright, so you have your homework tonight. Your homework is only 4 problems. There's 2 parts. There's part 1 and it has 2 problems, and part 2 has 2 problems. Part 2, hint to you, is Algebra 1, it's Algebra 1 review. So you may have to look a little back in your notes or Google a little bit. But part 2 is Algebra review. Okay?
I won't be able to do
I
these
know how
later.
to